Then third property is soluble or insoluble. Insoluble, what we have learned that the whatever the substance you have taken that gets completely dissolved in water. That means it is soluble. For example, you can take salt, sugar, that type of substances can completely get dissolved in water. Then second one is the insoluble. In that whatever the substance you mix that does not get disappear even after you mix it well. That type of substance is known as insoluble in water. Fourth property is transparency. What is the meaning of transparency? Materials through which things can be seen easily are called transparency. In our lesson, you might have played the game of hide and seek. Think of some places where you would like to hide so that you are not seen by others. Why do you choose those places? Would you have tried to hide behind a glass windows? Obviously not, because your friends can see you and spot you easily. Can you see through all the materials? Is it possible to see through all the types of materials? Those substances or materials through which things can be seen are called as transparent. Suppose glass, water, air, and some plastics are the examples of transparent materials so that we can see the objects easily. Shopkeepers usually prefer to keep biscuits, sweets, and other eatables in transparent containers of glass or plastic so that buyers can easily see these items. You can see figure 4.8 has been shown to you transparent bottles in a shop. On the other hand, there are some materials through which you are not able to see. These materials are called opaque. You cannot tell which is kept in a closed wooden box, a cardboard, carton, or a metal container. Wood, cardboard, and metals are the examples of opaque materials. Do we find that we can group all materials and objects without any confusion as either opaque or transparent? Let us see in activity 6. Take a sheet of paper and look through it towards a lighted bulb. Make a note of your observation. Now put 2 to 3 drops of some oil on the sheet of paper. Look again towards the lighted bulb through that portion of the paper on which the oil has been spread. Do you find that the bulb is more clearly visible than before? But can you see clearly through the oiled paper? Is everything on the other side is visible? Perhaps not. The materials through which objects can be seen but not clearly are known as translucent. Remember the oily patch on paper when we tested food items for presence of fats that was translucent too. Can you think of some more examples of translucent materials? We can therefore group materials as opaque, transparent, and translucent. Paheli suggests covering the glass of a torch with your palm at a dark place. Switch on the torch and observe the other side of the palm. She wants to know whether the palm of your hand is opaque, transparent, or translucent. We learned that materials differ in their appearance and the way they mix in water or other liquids. They may float or sink in water or may be transparent, opaque, or translucent. Materials can be grouped on the basis of similarities or differences in their properties. Why do we need to group materials? In every day, we often group materials for our convenience. At home also, we usually store things in such a manner that similar objects are placed together. Such an arrangement helps us to locate them easily. Similarly, a grocer usually keeps all types of biscuits at one corner of his shop, all soaps at another, while grains and pulses are stored at some other place. There is another reason why we find such grouping useful. Dividing materials into groups makes it convenient to study the properties and also to observe any common patterns in these properties. So, further we will study more about this in our higher classes. Thank you, dear students.